My name is Katrina.
I'm Vygintas Orlovas.
I'm Sandra.
I'm Ignas,
I'm a graphic designer and I'm a DJ.
or known as Jax as a DJ, or ArtQ Vilnius, co-founder of the movement, also part of Big Boy Radio, which is more like a rap collective.
I'm also an artist researcher, a musician and a streamer, I guess, the things that are relevant for this.
I am a culture journalist, but I started off as an electronic music and nightlife blogger and journalist some 20 years ago. I think what was different in Lithuania compared to the Western world is that we had just opened our borders to the rest of the world after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and everyone was really eager to explore what they had missed in those 50 years. And the West was also eager to explore what is in this former Eastern Bloc. So there was this mutual desire to explore.
I am not that familiar with the 90s because I was like very young in the 90s. In Lithuania, I think it was a very turbulent moment after just regaining the independence, where there were lots of influences but very little knowledge of how to do things. So it was very do-it-yourself type of music, at least in the underground scene, where everyone was trying to kind of invent their own approach to it.
So as early as 1992, there were already Dutch DJs, for example, coming to Lithuania and bringing their records and their record players, and they played some, hardcore music and techno music, early techno sounds. So it really inspired local crowd.
I guess the tribe feeling, the first time I was in 2019 in Ambangos Festival, and the feeling in 6 a.m. all the people was dancing to this one song, and it was like epic. And it was my first electronic festival in my life. So yeah, the community feeling, when everybody comes for one thing to the same place, that's quite magical.
I didn't get interested in electronic music like directly. I was first interested in alternative culture and underground culture, and that kind of led me from like the very heavy music scene into electronics afterwards. So I guess it was, kind of gradual progression and also interest in music production itself.
I think it's the repetitive beat and the sound loudness, the amplification of the sound. It's the being surrounded by like-minded people that you don't know necessarily the names of or what they do in real life. You just meet in the darkness to spend a few hours to forget all your troubles.
For me personally, it was just, I always used to listen to a lot of rap, and at some point I started listening to techno. I don't know why, like no clue, it was just SoundCloud. I was listening to a lot of music on SoundCloud. And then I went away for one summer to work in Kupalas in Nida when I was like 16, 17. My first night working as a bar back, I saw how amazing the atmosphere of a party can be. And that was the music that was there, it was electronic music, house music, and that's what made me really fall in love. Was maybe not even the music at first, but it was the atmosphere, the raw emotion and the energy of the people,
I think there's fundamentally new sounds that just did not exist in this planet at all before electronic music was invented, in the sense like turning sound waves into electric current.
Music is all about emotion, I guess. So even though it's made digital, the sound is more than real. So everything's about the sound,
There's also electronic music that isn't artificial. So, you can't rule that out. There's like artists that play with orchestras electronic music. Like Jeff Mills, for example, one of the biggest techno legends in the world. He, tours the world and plays with an orchestra. But yeah, it's synthesized, like drum machine synthesizers. But I wouldn't call it artificial either, because most of that is analog. So, like actual electricity currents, and it comes from like science. So it isn't artificial.
Well, I think if you play the same track all night long, of course it's boring. And if you play the same beat all night, it's also boring. Unless you want to get yourself into a certain status, and some shamanic rituals. The artists that I liked, they always play quite eclectic music. Can start off really slowly and then reach peak time and then slow down again, and it's all about this unexpectedness around each corner.
Even if it's like just simple 4 on the floor, there has to be something interesting about it. So it doesn't necessarily mean like some interesting rhythms, but let's say even in like contemporary techno, you got the techno rumbles, which just adds so much like detail and nuance to it, even if it's like a simple static beat. I think it either has to be some interesting textures to it, interesting qualities, or maybe interesting rhythmic patterns.
Oh, it's like folk, mixed folk music.
I know the band, but I don't know the exact like song or project. Because like I wasn't that into XM, but I knew they existed.
Nice. I like that.
When they did that, it was so unexpected. Nobody understood, like, why do you have to sample these old people singing? But then only much later it became really cool and a thing to do, and they were way beyond their time. This is kind of an homage to these tribes that are not existent anymore. They are gone. Their culture is gone. Their language is gone. Nobody speaks that language anymore. The Kurshik tribes, and so maybe it was their, just their wish to somehow embody that in music.
First of all, it has to be interesting to you yourself. Otherwise, like, if you don't enjoy doing it, then obviously you can't sustain it too long. Like, even if you get some nice offers to play like at a nice club or just nice festival or something, if you are not having fun while doing it, then you obviously won't want to repeat that. Check how other people are doing things and see what works for you based on that.
Show who you really are as a person, through music. Really look up to those people and try to, find your own style inside all of that. Experiment.
We would just be nice to people. I've seen many good artists that became assholes on their way up, and it has to do with alcohol and other substances, but also with ego boost. So just more empathy to everyone, let's say.